Alright, looks like I'm live. So, I tried to actually edit and upload a video just a little bit ago. My thinking is that I could actually put together some kind of sizzle reel footage of what was going on here in town. However, because of the weather, because of the connectivity, I was not able to upload. So I figured I would just kind of go live from the apartment complex and talk to you guys a little bit about what's going on this way. As you can see, kind of been out in the storm this morning. Yeah, kind of a high stress situation. My wife Victoria has never been through a hurricane before, and she was pretty adamant about wanting to leave. However, up until the last minute, I thought it was going like way west of here. My thought was that we're not going to get any of the major stuff, so we can probably just stick around, no big deal. And to be honest with you, it's really not all that bad. At this point, it's starting to really calm down. In fact, it's kind of boring footage. Maybe we should go for a walk and I can kind of give you a little bit more perspective about what's going on here. I can't find my flip-flops, so we're just going to rock with it. We're just going to go because I'm a true Floridian. And true Floridians, we don't wear shoes. See, look.
Yeah, no.
True Floridians don't wear shoes. So yeah, the water's gone down substantially. A minute ago when I was walking around, it was like well, there's a little gust of wind. Oh man. So yeah, the weather isn't such a it's not so much the storm itself that sucks. It's the fact that people are going to be going without power. A lot of people's vehicles got flooded last night. Holy shit, I got stuff coming at me. A lot of people's vehicles probably got flooded. My wife and I are without power probably for the next couple of days, which sucks. That's the real downside to all of this, is that so many people are going to have to deal with the Florida heat when all said and done. Hey, what's up, guys? I see a couple of you in the chat. Thank you for stopping by to check this out. This is just kind of a goofy, impromptu thing. I tried to actually make a video showing some of the damage and stuff like that, but because of poor internet connection and not having Wi-Fi, I wasn't able to upload. So I figured, hell, we'll just take the same journey-ish and let you guys see kind of what I'm seeing. Atlas Guitar, what's up, buddy? Looks like there are more hurricane vlogs. Yes, indeed. That first part was just a segment of what was supposed to be a video. Thank you very much. I tried real hard this morning with the hair. Okay. Look at, oh, shit. All right, check this out. Oh, wow. Whoa. That was kind of intense. So anyways, yeah. We got fences coming down. Look at that thing just swaying. Am I upside down? Am I back side, right side up again? Yeah, this is nuts. This is nuts. So that's a little bit. I didn't wear shoes out because I am an idiot. But this is really intense. This is really intense. I unintentionally said this morning that I woke up after the storm. We're very much still in the midst of the hurricane. It is definitely going down. All right. Here we go. Hey, MN Comic Books, Patrick Stewart, all you guys that are in the chat. I'm on my cell phone, so I can't actually see the chat. But I do appreciate you guys for coming by. I think that there's going to be a lot of people who are struggling worse than we are. I was thinking about maybe doing a live stream later this week where I donate part of the proceeds to a charity here in Pensacola AJ Wolfie, if you guys are curious about some of the serious damage, other than just my little situation, go to Twitter, type in Pensacola. Go into Twitter and type in Pensacola, and you'll be able to see a ton of the devastation. In fact, the 3 Mile Bridge is what connects us to the next town over, and it's completely been demolished. So the 3 Mile Bridge that we travel from one town to the next is now destroyed, which means for people that work over in Gulf Breeze, they're not going to be able to make it. And that sucks. I used to work at an office and that would have infringed on my ability to be able to travel there. So luckily I've been working from home since the pandemic, but holy shit, dude, 2020 has been a fucking nightmare. 2020 has been a fucking nightmare. Yes, I cleaned up the poop after the video. Of course I did. Pandemics, hurricanes, wildfires. If I were a religious person, I might think this was the end of days, you guys. Holy cow. Okay, so here's what our sidewalk is looking like right now. This is the ball field next to my house. That is not, all that water's not supposed to be there. I look like a clown out here with no shoes on vlogging. But yeah, I do recommend that you head over and, oh, what's up, German Rifter? Glad you're in the chat, man. So yeah, I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about some of my hurricane experiences. This is a Category 2, or at least it was when it made landfall, which, I think 90, 95 mile per hour gusts, nothing super crazy. I mean, that sounds crazy to some people. Back in 2008 was a hurricane by the name of Hurricane Ivan. Hurricane Ivan was a beast. I want to say it made landfall as a 4. It was one of the biggest hurricanes in history in our area, and it was completely devastating. I lived in an area called East Hill. It's here in Pensacola as well, and a gigantic oak tree landed on the house that I was renting in the middle of the night. It was terrifying. The storm itself, brutal, but we went without power for 17 days after the hurricane. 17 days of having no power. The whole town was under martial law. There were certain locations set up where you could go and get MREs and cases of Anheuser-Busch canned water, of all things. I was like, what? Budweiser makes water? That's crazy. But it was delicious. Gotta tell you, nothing like a Budwater in the middle of a hurricane. It was a very interesting experience. It was almost like feeling like I was in a third world country, which is crazy. So that was the biggest one that I ever experienced, and it completely just demolished the whole city. Our beach right now is underwater, which sucks. My wife and I have always worked in the resort and hospitality industry, so it's always volatile. Like, certain storms will happen, and it will, knock people out of work, which is crazy because with the pandemic going on and everything, it's been difficult for people to find work in the first place. It really sucks, but Victoria got hired to start a job on Orange Beach. Her first day is tomorrow. This is after 6 months of not being able to work because of the pandemic, right? Nobody's doing weddings and events. She's a big event coordinator. So yeah, it sucks. She got hired at this new job out on Orange Beach, and now that job doesn't exist anymore. So we were so excited. She got offered an awesome position, and lo and behold, doesn't look like that's going to be going down immediately, which is, it's tough. We'll see how it goes. You know what I mean? Hopefully we'll land on our feet. We always do. That's the important thing, is that everybody's safe and well and all of that kind of stuff. But it's crazy times. This is true history of Pensacola. Pensacola was the first founded settlement in the United States. Back before Plymouth Rock, all of that stuff. Pensacola was founded by the Spanish hundreds and hundreds of years ago. St. Augustine is here in Florida, and St. Augustine is known as the first permanent settlement in America. And it's because Pensacola was a nice, bustling little settlement, and then a hurricane came through and completely wiped it off the map. St. Augustine has remained standing the entire time. Wow. So there's your little history lesson. Pensacola, oldest city in the entire country. Pretty crazy stuff. But yeah, hopefully shit gets worked out. I'm just kind of winging it here, just kind of talking with you guys. Gives me something to do with no power on. I was kind of bored. I can't do any editing. I guess I could play my acoustic guitar, and that's something that's going to be happening over the next couple of days. Maybe I'll stream some of that. Maybe that would be more fun. Yeah, hard to say what's going to be going on. I anticipate we'll probably be without power for like 3 days. Hey, what's up, Dan? I am going to waste my cell battery. I've got a, let me show you. I've got my backup here, battery, and then I can turn on my car and charge it that way. And if we get really hot after a little bit, we're going to be able to just sit in the car and get AC that way. But yes, I do got to be careful conserving the battery. That was something I was thinking about as I was trying to export that gigantic video to upload to YouTube. I was like, instead of doing that, I might as well just go live for a minute. Yeah, I don't know. Hope for the best for everybody that is on the island, because we're not that close to the water. We're in an area called East Hill, which puts us on pretty much higher ground. Oh, look at this. We got emergency helicopter. I don't know if this is the weather I'd want to be flying in, but I just now saw a life flight behind that tree line. Don't know where they're at right now. Dan, they did, I believe they evacuated the beach. I was just now telling the folks on the stream that the 3 Mile Bridge has now been bisected. It's been cut in half. Hey, what's up, Maliton? What's up, man? Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Patrick Stewart. Really loved you and Logan. All right, here we go. Hey, what's up, Christopher? So yeah, it's not all that impressive on video here in this area. Again, I do recommend that you go onto Twitter and just look for Pensacola. It's obviously trending right now. We thought it was going to go very, very far east of here. You're from Houston and know how it gets when there's a hurricane. Texas in the house, baby. I was actually born in Arlington. But your opinion on Interstellar is whack. Richard, I might need to go back and rewatch that movie. I feel like I hated on it as a contrarian, because when other people like stuff too much, then I don't know, something about me has to like it less. But I actually need to go and revisit it, because I'm usually a huge fan of science fiction, especially like space science fiction. So I might have been a little unfair on Interstellar, but thank you for coming by despite my whack opinions, because I do have many of those. Most of my opinions, I would go so far as to say, are whack. So, yeah, I don't know. As I said, there probably is going to need to be, some sort of relief fund set up for many of the people here that are in more low-lying areas, people that are more in poverty, all of those kind of things. So I'm going to try to figure out a way that I can integrate a live stream into almost a charity event. I'm not doing that now, just so you guys know. Right now, I'm just kind of trying to wrap my head around all of this stuff that's going on. Oh, Maliton says Interstellar is his #1 favorite movie. Atlas says worst natural disasters we get here are in Idaho are small earthquakes that you might not even feel. I've never experienced an earthquake before. I imagine that's really, really intense. Yes, I haven't done a video on it, Hector, but I love The Martian. 2001 is one of my favorite movies. I actually watched Ad Astra just a couple of weeks ago, that Brad Pitt and Tommy Lee Jones movie. It was very, very good. I was very impressed with it. It was an enjoyable film. I liked it. It was kind of ponderous science fiction. And another reason why I should probably go back and revisit Interstellar, because like literally it's a weird thing, but you know how a lot of people listen to like white noise generators when they sleep? There's a bunch of like 10-hour videos on YouTube. I can share a link sometime if you guys are curious, but it's like computer generated imagery of the cosmos, and you're just like slowly drifting through space with a lot of that kind of like soundscapey ambient waves and stuff like that, and it puts me to sleep like a baby every time. So I love the thought of space, and there's a lot of gorgeous visuals in Interstellar, but 100 times better than Ad Astra, to be honest. That's a bold statement, Richard. I don't know about 100 times. It's just long you have to watch it more than once to get the fun of it. I loved Tenet the other day, and that's another reason why I was like, man, I really do need to go back and revisit that. Dan, I think you're terrible, and that's pretty on brand. I love you. For those of you guys that don't know, Dan W in the chat, that's like my best friend from forever. He's like one of the 2 or 3 people that, just my homie, you know. He's actually way up in the Northwest right now and not dealing with hurricanes, but rather dealing with wildfires. I don't think they're actually fucking able to go outside without masks on and getting their eyes burned and all that kind of stuff. So from one end of the country to the other, America's a fucking mess right now, dude. America is a fucking mess. I would love to hear why why Spider-Man's web slinging is possible. That sounds like a fun discussion to have. Boondock Saints is overrated. Boondock Saints is not a movie that I really enjoy. I do typically like a revenge movie. There's some stylistic things in it. I like Norman Reedus as well as other dude. I've met them at conventions a couple of times here on the Gulf Coast. Very nice guys. There's a huge cult following for Boondock Saints, and no disrespect, it's just not my scene, you know. There's something for everybody, luckily, and that one just kind of missed the mark for me personally. What else we got? Jay Wolf, I apologize, man. I'm just sorry. But yeah, full disclosure, the thing that I'm the most worried about is that Victoria was supposed to start that job tomorrow. We were so happy for her. I was so happy for her. It's been months of going without. And best disaster movie. It's a very good question. Yo, what the fuck was that? Best disaster movie. Towering Inferno? Is that a good answer? The Poseidon Adventure? I think my favorite disaster movie, I don't know, man. That's a tough one. Maybe, can you count Godzilla 2014? That's a terrible answer. I have no idea. Oh, Abbas in the chat. What's up? That's a great question, though, Dan. You guys let us know some of your favorite disaster movies down in the comment section. Worst movie I've ever watched. Wow, that's a really good question. Let's see. Dave, thank you for the live video. I have family in Pensacola. I think their phone is not working. David, I will say, and I can't speak truth to it for sure, but I would imagine that they're doing just fine. They might be a little bit wet, just depending on if they're outside or not. I imagine structurally things look pretty good. I wouldn't worry so much about their well-being. Property's another situation. Luckily, our parking lot is high up enough that our cars didn't get flooded with water, but that's a tough situation. So yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to check in with you guys, let everybody know how we were doing, how everything's going, and that we're safe. And I think that's the most important thing. Let's see. Ever considered taking Holden and the gang to Galaxy's Edge or Marvel Superhero Island in Universal? We've discussed it. We've actually discussed it. And it would be an expensive trip, and with COVID and everything right now, I don't think the timing is the most conducive to something like that. However, maybe in the future, it would be great. I love hanging out with those guys. They're the best. Definitely happy that I got to know all of them. Did you see the rumors Oscar Isaac left halfway through the filming of Mandalorian, and that half the season isn't about Mandalorian but new characters which aren't connected to the story? When you say Oscar Isaac, I didn't even realize he was in the new series. That's Poe Dameron. Are you sure you don't mean I'm not going to be able to think of his name right now, but Oberyn Martell? I'm not real sure. I can't think of it right now. My brain is... Pedro Pascal. Yes, thank you very much, Elias. Yeah, I didn't hear that, but let's be honest. Do you really need Pedro Pascal? I mean, I could play the part of the Mandalorian. Just throw a helmet on and use some VO. I don't know. I don't see it making that big of a difference. I'm not as diehard of a fan. It's okay. I knew what you meant. But yeah, I'm not as diehard of a fan of The Mandalorian as other people are. It's like an enjoyable show. I'll put it on and like casually watch it. But it didn't really it didn't feel like it demanded much of my attention or anything like that. Oh, Atlas says The Mandalorian is overrated. David, I am in Pensacola right at the state lines. I am right. If you know where Pensacola is, I'm probably 30 miles away from Alabama. Alabama! Let's start that petition. I totally should take over the role of the Mandalorian. I think you guys got confused because they did a Wired auto-completed interview together. I love those Wired auto-complete interviews. I think they're the best. What? Oh, you've got strong Star Wars opinions as well? Dan, that is correct. If you guys watch Mystery Science Theater 3000, the episode 2 on the Gauntlet is actually a movie called Atlantic Rim. Holden did a video about Atlantic Rim, actually. I know Nicole Dickinson, who was one of the actors in it. But yeah, that was filmed here in beautiful Pensacola. Classic. That's our claim to fame. Yes, Holden and the gang are all without electricity as well. I checked on them this morning, and they are all in a similar situation. We're all in the same boat. Miles Morales gameplay. I was confused. I thought that the Miles Morales thing was actually just a DLC, but then I find out that it is its own game, and that's really cool. I think Miles Morales is a great character. Let's see. Boba Fett jetpack in the trailer. It's behind Mando's motorcycle. I haven't even seen that trailer yet. I probably need to sit down and check that out. God, so many group chats are just going off this morning, you know? Nintendo games, Zelda, Mario, Smash Brothers. Adrian, that's my shit. Retro gaming is my favorite. I actually have one of those Retro Pies, and I constantly am playing 16-bit games and stand-up arcade games from the late 80s, early 90s. Have you suggested which Halloween movies you guys should watch with Holden, and what are your thoughts on the Conjuring universe? We've been talking a little bit about it. Holden makes a lot of those calls. I'm just kind of along for the ride as far as what movies we watch. As far as the Conjuring universe, I think The Conjuring is one of the best horror films that has been made in the last 20 years. And then it's just diminishing returns after that. I actually thought The Conjuring 2 was pretty fucking good as well, but I haven't cared for the Annabelle movies. Didn't like La Llorona, none of that kind of stuff. So, yeah, as far as the universe, not that big of a fan. As far as The Conjuring itself, the original film, I think it's fantastic. I think it definitely is going to stand the test of time and be one of these beloved movies that people talk about. I lost my chat just now. Where you guys at? Baby Yoda is Palpatine. Whoa, controversial. Miles Morales is a better character than Peter Parker. I don't know if I can rock with you on that, Richard, but I really, really do like Miles Morales. Into the Spider-Verse is almost a perfect movie. I absolutely love that. Vivid Cinema, if I were going to suggest Halloween movies for you guys to watch, check out Hell House LLC. I know it's available on Shudder, but I'm actually, everything permitting, going to be making a couple of videos throughout the month of October where I share some of my favorite undiscovered or kind of underrated horror movies, maybe to give you guys some suggestions. Obviously, I could say, watch Halloween on Halloween, but that's not super original. So I'm going to go a little bit different of a direction, and I'm going to kind of give obscure titles, things that I feel like suit the season very well. Have you seen Trick or Treat? Trick or Treat's badass. That's one that I really enjoy as well. Hey, Harry Collins, welcome to the conversation, my friend. So Conjuring is better than the second Babysitter movie on Netflix? Just slightly. Just a little bit better, German Rifter. Just a little bit better. Hector, thank you very much. I would love to choose one of the movies upcoming. Also, at the same time, I'm just grateful to be watching movies with those guys. So whatever they want to watch. I guarantee if I pick the movies, nobody would watch it because nobody would care. Like, nobody saw Blade Runner 2049 when it was in the theater. Why are they going to watch us watch it? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. because I know on the internet a lot of us love Blade Runner 2049, but I also know that it's not for everybody. Kind of lost my train of thought, sorry. McLovin, Hereditary is amazing. Hereditary was probably my favorite movie that was released that year. It's a tough one to recommend to people though, because it is so fucked up. But I think it's great. I really enjoy it. Let's see. I will react to them if you suggest them. Thank you, Vivid Cinema. That flag is a test. Spider-Man 2099, that would be cool. Let's see. Ahsoka's in the trailer. That's bad. Oh yeah. I forgot about that. Rose. I keep thinking I'm gonna get fucking whacked by something. Rose. What's her name? Man, my brain is shot this morning. The girl from Kids and Sin City and all those things. She's really great. She's gonna be in it. Let's see. I found out my birthday is the day I was born. Woohoo! That is true. That is true for all of us. Rosario Dawson. Thank you very much, Abba. Lost my mind. Scariest movie I've ever seen from McLovin. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Hereditary was very upsetting. I don't think it's scary in that same way. I think this is not a popular answer. It's not a what you would think of as a classic horror movie. Open Water, as well as 47 Meters Down, scare the hell out of me, dude. It's sharks. Sharks all day. Sharks are the scariest fucking thing. And I know that they're not like monsters and I shouldn't be demonizing them, but there's something about the anxiety-inducing fear of being surrounded by water that is just exceptionally scary to me, because you're out of your depths all the way around. Have I seen Wolf Creek? Yes, I have. I think it's very good. There was a sequel as well as a series. Not as good. I don't like how they kind of turned the bad guy into the star of the movie. But Wolf Creek is fantastic. There's a couple of exploitation movies that I really like. Animal Kingdom, which they turned into a television series. One of the really messed up ones that I saw is called Snowtown, or the Snowtown Murders. It's also an Australian film that is it's exceptionally well made, very upsetting movie. Trying to think of other really scary movies. McLovin, I would rate The Social Network like an 8 or a 9 out of 10. React to Sharknado. We might see a Sharknado here if y'all stick around long enough. It's really, really possible, I guess. As you guys can see, my beard's growing back. People started tripping, like, just because I shaved my face. Let's see. Earliest tourist session, swimming with sharks. Bucket list for you, Jeremy. Yeah, it would be when I kicked the bucket if I went and swam with sharks. They'd chum the water and shit. Scary supernatural movies. I think The Blair Witch Project was pretty scary. Paranormal Activity is pretty scary. That movie that I just now mentioned, Hell House LLC, has some really good scares in it, but that's an interesting and difficult question that I should probably approach in a video sometime. Event Horizon scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. You guys let me know what some of the scariest movies that you've ever seen are. Yes, I am, Justin. Thank you. Trying to stay safe for sure. I get scared of everything, says McLovin. Let's see. Have you seen Her? I have not seen Her. I would like to. Yeah, y'all let me know some of the scariest movies you've ever seen. I should play Two-Face in the... That would be an awesome idea. Hold up. I just got a super chat. King of the Hills 34. Thank you as always. You're the best, and you know I love you. Have a terrific and safe Wednesday chat. Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate you coming by to drop a line and to drop a super chat. That means a lot. Movies don't scare me, but Sinister too. Sinister is actually a very good choice. There are some intense scares in that movie. In particular, the lawnmower scene. Oh man. McLovin, I'm gonna watch Her for sure. I've been meaning to get that. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 scared the crap out of me, says Wolfie. Agreed. Mars Attacks scared me as a kid. I can see at a certain age how that would affect you. I'm honestly not sure I've seen any scary movies. Anthony says Shutter Island has scared me more than once. That's a good choice because it's a psychologically upsetting movie. What a dark and nihilistic film. I really like that. Mama scared me at first and I rewatched it and it's so bad. I've had that experience a lot, absolutely. The Hills Have Eyes had a few really good jump scares in it. I Am Legend. These are all great choices. Let me turn this around. We can keep talking. I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of footage. Just let you see what's going on. German Rifter, thank you very much for the super chat. We are staying safe. other than the fact that I'm out here playing in the rain. I'll have to leave Team Terrible. What did I do? What did I say? Otherwise, I like the choice of Matthew McConaughey as Two-Face, but I do prefer myself. I think that I would be the man for the job. What job, you might ask? I don't fucking know. Whatever job's hiring. Yo! Matthew McConaughey is very good. Matthew McConaughey is one of the great actors working. As long as none of this shit hits my car, I'm good. Some people kind of just walking around checking stuff out. You guys want to see my cheesy little car? This is how you know I'm balling out of control. Oh yeah. Look at that, baby. That's what you call a Ford Fiesta. The G-Ride, baby. Put some shoes on, what do you mean? Oh no. Oh, it's just a piece of screen. Sweet. Yeah, my neighbors lost their screen completely. My dad needs someone to get milk so he doesn't accidentally disappear for 20 years. We're hiring. Love it. Oh my God, you guys, I've got to say this, and I understand. I couldn't find my shoes when I was walking out in Alleyton, that's all. I'm not gonna lie, I love you guys, but whoever memed the stuff from Jojo Rabbit needs to chill out. Like, we're all very nice and good people, and them in particular, and I would hate for somebody to not know the context and to see a meme of pastor in a compromising position that could come back to haunt them later on in life. So just be mindful of that kind of stuff. I saw it on Reddit yesterday, and it immediately, I got a little bit like, oh, this is too much. So not to turn super serious or be a buzzkill or anything, but yeah, not cool. not cool stuff to be joking around about. So anyways, enough about that. Hector says he's from Texas. What made me move to Florida? You know, I was so young. I was with my parents. I was born in Texas, but I've lived here pretty much all my life. So I love the Gulf Coast. I love being a Southerner. It's part of who I am, and I fully embrace it. A lot of people like to make fun of the South, in particular the Gulf Coast and all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, not me. I love it. I love it. I love the salt life, if you will. So anyways, born and raised in San Antonio, represent. Jim loves wrestling. Did you finish Preacher? Jim, I need to get back on Preacher. That's one of my best performing videos, was my review for the first season, and I've been meaning to go back and revisit it, but no, I have not. No, I have not. No, I haven't seen Brothers. I know Jake Gyllenhaal and Tobey Maguire are in it, to Spider-Man. Well, not actually, but they consider Gyllenhaal as Spider-Man. So, oh, sorry, got sidetracked. Born and raised in German City, you don't know. I love you guys. I love you guys. Y'all are the best. It's so amazing to wake up and have notifications from Germany and Norway and Guam, and it's powerful, man. It means a lot to have people checking in on me and to know, you know, what's going on. It's really, really powerful shit. I watched a movie last night called I Trapped the Devil. It was pretty fucking sweet. I watched it on Hulu. And the UK, of course. Jay Wolfie from the UK. Kristiansand. Oh, yeah. My wife is from Kristiansand, McLovin. I think I mentioned that to you. Devil all the time. I'm not familiar. Power is still out in Pensacola, Zachary. I'm just on my phone. The South gets way too much hate. My girlfriend is from there. Yeah, it's awesome. Negatives from Jojo Rabbit, Natalia. I would say the only real negatives is that sometimes Taika Waititi's performance isn't as funny as I think it could have been. He's so charming and so funny, but I felt his portrayal of Hitler, while thematically it makes sense and people could certainly justify why he behaves that way, I thought the humor was a little bit broad sometimes, and it might have undermined a little bit of the emotional nuance of the story. So I think it sacrificed a little bit of the heart in order to have some kind of silly humor. But that's my critique of it. As far as if I was going to rate it out of 5 stars, it's a 3.5 or a 4-star movie. Absolutely. Let's see here. But Missouri, though, yeah. Ooh, man, those Missourians. American Horror Story is not my thing. I know a lot of people love it, and I understand why. I think they do really good with horror imagery, but sometimes they don't exactly know what to do with the story itself. It veers off in really strange directions. Let me try to get back up real quick. Pastor didn't do anything in the JoJo video. There was a live stream that was done afterwards, and they caught him in a compromising position with his hand raised, and they memed it and turned it into, it said Pastor's a Nazi confirmed, and I was not a fan of that joke. It was a joke, and I'm sure this person, they did a good job. They did a good Photoshop job, but I found it to be incredibly disrespectful to people, and just would hate for some troll to screen grab it or to copy it and then paste it in another form where the people didn't know us, and to be able to villainize somebody who we know is just such a great person. So that was kind of my feelings on that. Trying to keep up with all these, you guys. Let's see. Sorry, I'm scrolling through. Caleb Phantom on lunch break. I saw somebody asked about my favorite director. Denis Villeneuve, Quentin Tarantino, Steven Spielberg. Those are the big ones. I was a real big fan of Robert Rodriguez. He hasn't done a whole lot of great movies, but I really like his style. Who are some other really good? Roman Polanski, real class act, but man, he makes some good fucking movies. Yeah, Roman Polanski's really, really good as well. Let's see. Somebody asked me about my top 5 favorite movies. That's almost impossible for me to be able to tell you guys. It changes from time to time quite a bit. Jurassic Park, Pulp Fiction, Jaws, Alien, a bunch of those kind of movies. Let's see, a lot of people showing love for Christopher Nolan. He's fantastic. He's got to be in my top 10, no question about it. Top 5 favorite films, yeah, I love the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I think that's a really great choice. Shawshank Redemption. I love Unforgiven. I love a good Western movie. There's a lot. You catch me on a different day, I'll give you a different answer. But if you guys do want to see a list of some of my favorite movies, I would gladly post that in the community tab. Christopher Nolan, then Spielberg, Nolan, and then Villeneuve. Someone took right hand up and Nazi-fied it. If I could produce or direct a film this is from Hector, this is a cool question. What genre will you do, and what is like your dream project? So if I were gonna produce and direct a film, it would be a horror movie. I feel like horror is the best way for a filmmaker to prove their mettle. It takes a small budget, small location, small cast, small resources. You don't need a bunch of computer graphics or anything like that. And if you can build tension and build suspense and create an atmosphere with a small budget, you can go on to do other types of projects. I wouldn't do a cabin in the woods kind of thing, but similar to maybe like Saw, where it's like a one confined location and people are trying to figure out the mystery. Like, I like the idea of a small scale horror mystery made with like a $1 million budget, something like that. You know, there's this movie called The Invitation on Netflix. It's very, very good. It's got Logan Marshall Green, who's the guy from, well, he was in Spider-Man as Shocker, but he's also in Upgrade, which is another really cool movie. So if you guys haven't seen The Invitation or Upgrade, definitely check those out. Francis Ford Coppola is fantastic, of course. Let me go a little bit further back. My favorite director is Jeremy and Ebenezer Scrooge. Good choice. Good choice. I love Grindhouse. So do I. Jim loves wrestling. I'm super stoked about Dune, for those of you that have asked about that. Super, super excited about Dune. Worst movie of the year. Man, I watched some bad movies, my dude. It would be very hard for me to tell you the worst one that I watched this year. Let me get back with you on some of these. Imitation is awesome. German Rifter's seen it. He knows. I guess The Room is one of the best movies of all time. Yes, Caleb, correct. Loved your Black Panther talk yesterday. Robert Meyer Burnett suggesting having the character die from cancer too. I tend to agree. It's a great opportunity to present this in a fantastical world. That's an interesting take. I like Robert Meyer Burnett. Good call. Probably get this load, but what's your opinions on the Cornetto trilogy? I love the Cornetto trilogy. No one's ever asked me that before. I'm a big fan of Edgar Wright. I like The World's End pretty good, but Shaun of the Dead is a classic, and I actually think Hot Fuzz is hilarious. Probably the funniest of the three is Hot Fuzz. But Shaun of the Dead was kind of able to navigate its emotional range in a way that Hot Fuzz didn't. Like, the scene where Sean's mom dies is tragic, right? I lost the chat. Let me get back to where I was. If I'm missing any of these, I apologize, guys. They're fast and furious, and I love it. I really, really appreciate it. Favorite movie from McLovin is The Social Network. Where would you rank Inception? Inception is a great movie. As far as Nolan movies, I would say it's top 3. Robert Rodriguez, wow, Vivid Cinema's uncle went to school with Rodriguez. I bet he is a nice guy. Let's see. I didn't like Tarantino's portrayal of Bruce Lee in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I understand that criticism. I think it's valid. I also think it's like magical realism. I can never forgive Rodriguez for Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Yeah, what was he thinking, man? That's so different for him. Films that everyone should see. Natalia, I think that is a fantastic question that I would love to revisit at another time. However, off the top of my head, you gotta see Chinatown. I think Chinatown's a very important movie. I watched one called The Social Dilemma yesterday. Oh, wow. I watched a documentary called The Social Dilemma yesterday on Netflix. I think it's actually very important watching in the digital age and for people that are into social media. Important movies. You know, if you're into genre, you've got to go back and look at movies like Psycho. You've got to go back and just kind of explore the greats and see where the good stuff came from, you know? Let's see. Gentleman was good. Invitation was awesome. Sorry, guys. Gentleman was very good this year. Hector, thank you so much for stopping by. Much love to you as well, my friend, and I hope to see you at the next live chat. Hopefully, we'll be streaming live tomorrow night. All things reliant on whether or not I have internet. Maybe I'll be able to just do the stream with Caleb over our phones. We'll see. Tenet is way up at the top of some of my favorite Nolan movies. It's difficult for me to rank stuff, but I would say Tenet is definitely in the top half of his filmography. Yes, I've seen the trailer for Antlers. I've actually read The Quiet Boy. I'm mixed feelings about it, Vivid Cinema. I do like the trailer. I feel like the story itself is so bare bones that there's not going to be a whole lot to dive into that makes it feel like just not another kind of cliche horror movie. However, I think that I'll be there to watch it. I love horror movies. I'm risking getting in trouble for Jeremy. Man, you are the best, Caleb. Let's see, what movies were you shocked was good that you enjoyed but didn't look good through the trailers and reviews, etc.? That's a good question. Maybe John Wick is a good example of that. Wow, I thought it would be top. It's so good. It really is good. Prestige is a good choice. That's not everybody's favorite. The Good Son, I've seen that one before. Fast and Furious 9 was confirmed to go to space. So we should all could have seen this in April. Yeah, whatever. I don't care about those Fast and the Furious movies. There's been a handful of good ones. I said something terrible one time, and I was like, Paul Walker dying was the best thing that happened to the franchise, and that sounds awful, and it is an awful thing to say, but I just mean in terms of like, it gave the 7th installment a lot more dramatic weight than it would have had otherwise. It was such a touching tribute and send-off to the character that I felt it was by far the most emotional of the franchise. So hopefully that makes a little more sense. But yeah, I don't give a shit about the Fast and the Furious franchise. It's not my thing. Not my thing. What else? Love the Phantasm movies featured films. I actually watched Phantasm 1 last night. Top five list topics. It's a really good question, Dan. I really like top 5. Number 5 would be talking about my favorite Christopher Nolan movies. Number 4 would be, have you seen Back to the Future? Number 3 is, would you like to suggest movies to watch on the My Friend Watch the series? Number 2 would be coming up with lists of offensive words to say. And my number 1 favorite list of making favorite lists. Hold on.
Are you Jeremy from Movies Are Terrible?
This is pretty amazing.
This is awesome. How's it going,
I'm
man?
doing real good. I'm doing real good. I'm actually in the middle of a live stream right now.
Oh, well, I should have got that notification. Well.
Oh wow, no kidding. This is amazing. We're out in the middle of a storm. How's everything going?
Oh, it's going good. Yes. I mean, no damage to my car, so that's great.
That's what I was concerned about. What's your name?
Derek.
Derek. Good to meet you, man.
Yeah. The apartments. I watch your videos, Holden's, everybody's. Yep.
That is amazing. Holy cow. Oh, look at this guy. We got bigger things to worry about, Dan Weaver. So you doing good though?
Yeah, doing good. Everything seems fine. Obviously, damaged.
I got up and I walked around this morning. I'm like barefoot. People are like, "What are you doing that for?" But well, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm K105. If you ever get bored, want to stop by, knock on the door?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I had no idea you lived here. I was just like, I was walking by. I was like, I know this guy.
This does not happen often. This is really, really awesome. I'm glad you guys were able to check this out. That's wild.
I'm glad it popped in.
Yeah, I am too. I am too. You just made my video twice as good. Hell
awesome.
Yeah. Dude, nice talking to you.
Have a good rest of your stream.
For sure. Thank you. Well, that was cool. That was not something that I was expecting. Camera quality better than an actual video. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Well, that was something else. That is not the kind of stuff that happens every day. Somebody from the apartments just now walked up and said, "Are you Jeremy from Movies Are Terrible?" I'm like, right in the middle of a stream. That's super dope. Okay. But anyways, yeah, I don't know. That was not expected. I definitely got a big kick out of that. Does not happen all that often. I'm going to let you guys check out the weather for a second while I talk to you. Maybe he tracked you down. Nah, I think he literally just happened to accidentally bump into me. Oh yeah, I did just totally tell you guys where I live, didn't I? That's all right. You've got to see Pulp Fiction. It's definitely a classic. What's up, bud?
Yeah, having fun?
Oh yeah, living the dream, baby. So yes, I'm not the only one roaming around out there. Norg for Altitude, Norge. Let me try that again. Norge, Altitid. Does that mean anything to you? Oh. My wife is not up for, she is not camera ready. We're just literally rolled out of bed and here I am doing this. That was so cool though, you guys. I was not expecting that at all. Worst film you've seen in cinema. Oh man, that's a tough one. I've seen some very bad ones. Zed's dead, McLovin. Zed's dead. So yeah, I'm sure this is really interesting footage that you guys are getting. 33 years, I've never seen Pulp Fiction. I will sit down and watch it someday. Tell your wife. Got another person saying hello from Norway. Well, I gotta tell you guys, that was random and awesome. Kind of made me feel cool there for a second. Which I'm not. Mandalorian Season 2. Oh yeah, I've seen Mystery Men. That's a fun one. Hey Derek, glad you stopped by, man. I hope you're enjoying the view of the parking lot. Worst, biggest disappointment you've seen in the theaters? That's a good question, man. That's a good question. Florida's wild. People out just hanging out in hurricanes. Yes, yes. Us Floridians, we are definitely a special breed. Thank you very much, you guys. Y'all are awesome. What's the best way to analyze a movie? That's a really interesting question. The best way to analyze a movie, I would say watch it one time and just let it wash over you. enjoy the experience. You know, I think that's the most important thing. Being critical is not always the best. I just see so many fucking movies that sometimes I can't help but be critical. But I say one time, watch it through, enjoy it, let it wash over you. The next time you go in, pay attention to things like the structure of the storyline. Do all of the things introduced in Act 1 pay off in the end? Are the performances good? How is the sound design? You know, is the lighting good? What do you think about the composition of the camera angles? All of those kind of things are important. Sound design and scores are like a really big important thing to me when I watch movies, but it's a little different for everybody. Some people are all about storylines, and I can watch a movie with almost no story, like Open Water, and really enjoy it. So it just depends on what you are looking for when you watch a movie. But I say the best way to analyze it is to just experience it. And if it gives you an authentic feeling and you feel that the filmmakers accomplished what they set out to do, that's pretty powerful. All right, guys, I guess I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up now. It's been close to an hour, and I really love you guys. I really appreciate you coming to hang out with me this morning. It definitely made my day a little bit more exciting. And yeah, until next time, and on behalf of me and Victoria, be terrible.